and all regions. Good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome to Spicer Field on the campus of Tufts University for a NESCAC matchup between the Tufts University Jumbos and the Hamilton Continentals. Tufts comes into the game with a 23-8 record overall, 12-0 in the NESCAC East, whereas the Continentals are 12-22, 3-9 in the NESCAC West. Beautiful day here. We just have audio to start the game as we had some technical challenges with the video, and as such we wanted to get at least something out on the broadcast. There may be video later in the day depending on if our tech guys can get it up and running, but for right now, just the audio. Sunny day with a little bit of wind blowing straight in from center field as Tufts now takes the field in warm-up with Erica County on the mound for the Jumbos as they're celebrating senior day. Erica County, one of two seniors on the Jumbos roster. The other one is Christina Rosso. Sorry, an infielder. I knew it was on there somewhere. And so Christina Rosso and Erica County honored before the game with a nice reading by Paul Sweeney, the PA announcer. Erica County comes in making her 23rd appearance, 16th start, 16-3 on the year, 114 2/3 innings pitched, and a 3.05 ERA. It's been the Jumbo's ace for most of the year, and as such, and again because it's senior day, we'll see her on the mound for the Jumbos in Game 1 against Hamilton, a doubleheader schedule. First game looking to start at 12 o'clock, and the other one about half an hour, finishing the conclusion of Game 1. Leading off the game for Hamilton will be Ashley Izagari, playing third base today. Izagari batting .327 on the year, .398 on base percentage, as Erica County will deliver strike one on the outside corner to start the game. And she gets ahead of her first batter. Izagari playing in her 35th game, one of only two Hamilton players to have made an appearance in every single game for the Continental so far, as that ball misses just high and away for ball one to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hamilton as a team batting .300, the .356 on base percentage, .410 slugging, which is pretty good considering the fact that the record is just 12-22 as that ball's on the outside corner for strike 2. Count now 1-2 to Izagari. Again, to bat .300 and then a 12-22 record, those don't necessarily always add up, as you think that about a 300 average is usually above what you'd expect at this level, as that ball misses just low and away for ball 2. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the flip side, opponents have been batting .326 and a .427 on base percentage, which would lead me to think that plenty of walks and maybe some hit by pitches. That ball is grounded over to Rosso and tossed to Summer Horowitz at first for the first out of the game for the Jumbos, and Izagari is retired 4-3.
The catcher, number 5, Liz Brodigan.
Liz Brodigan going to step up to the plate, the catcher today for Hamilton. She is the only other member besides Izagari to have played in all 35 games. She has 115 at-bats, .313 average, .336 on base percentage, shows bunt, pulls it back, and will ground that one over to shortstop. That ball is fielded and thrown over to Summer Horowitz for the second out of the game, and Brodigan is retired quickly as she kind of held the bat over the middle of the plate, as some softball players do, drew it back into hitting position, and grounded the ball right over to the Jumbo shortstop, Christian Kane, who fielded it and made the play for the second out of the inning. And so Olivia Gauze, a couple of tough pronunciations on the Hamilton team as that ball misses just outside for ball 1, is now stepping up to the plate for the Continentals. She is a senior outfielder, missed just one game, played in 33 of the 34 coming into today, as the 1-0 pitch misses just inside for ball 2. 108 plate appearances, a .417 average that leads the Hamilton team, and a .484 on base percentage that does as well. So she is their best hitter out of the 3 spot as that ball is lined down the left field line foul. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball was hit well, but she was a little bit behind the Erica County fastball, and as such, lined it just past the Jumbo's dugout along the third base line. As County goes into the windup, a swing and a miss for strike 2. And so after coming in with the fastball, County took a little bit off of that one for the off speed, and Gods was fooled. And so the count now 2-2 with 2 outs, no one on base in the top of the first inning, as Erica County will go into the windup and little chopper out in front of the plate. Fournier's going to make the play, throw over to first in time to get the out, and the side is retired 1-2-3 by Erica County.
3 up, 3 down in the Hamilton
In the top of the first inning. And so the Jumbos will now come up looking to strike first in the bottom half of the inning. We'll be back. Welcome back for the bottom of the first inning. Again, just audio for this game right now, no video. Hamilton was scoreless in the top of the first, being set down 1-2-3 by the Jumbos pitcher Erica County. On the mound for Hamilton will be Molly Leitner, who is 4-5 on the year, making her 12th start and her 20th appearance. Does have 1 complete game, 65 and a third innings pitched, and a 4.93 ERA. Jumbos as a team batting .362 with a .420 on base percentage. And the Jumbos have proven to be quite the hitting team this year, as they started the game on the road down south in Florida and have made their way back up to New England and now looking to conclude their season with this doubleheader against Hamilton and then another one against Wheaton on Tuesday, as that ball misses outside for ball 1. And the count 1-0 on the Jumbos leadoff hitter Christina Rosso, playing second base today was able to make the first play of the game on a ground out by Ashley Izagari. As Leitner goes into the windup and will deliver the 1-0 pitch up high for ball 2. Count now 2-0 on Rosso. Rosso appearing in her 32nd game for the Jumbos. One of 2 players that's played in all of them, other than Carrie Copacino being the other. Rosso batting .369 on the year with a .444 on base percentage coming into the day, as that ball is in the upper half of the strike zone for strike 1 to bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on Christina Rosso. Again, Rosso, one of 2 seniors being honored today as part of the Seniors Day for the Jumbos. The other one being the starting pitcher, Erica County, as Leitner goes into the windup and that ball bounces in for ball 3. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. A senior light team for the Jumbos, coming off of 3 straight national championships that these 2 players have been a part of, as the 3-1 pitch is delivered up and away for ball 4, and Christina Rosso will jog on down to first base with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Christian Kane, the shortstop, who was able to set down Liz Brodigam in the top of the first on a ground ball coming her way. And so Rosso on first base, Christian Kane up at the plate. A freshman appearing in her 27th game as Leitner goes into the windup and misses for ball 1. Kane batting .402 on the year with a .430 on base percentage. It is one of the better averages in the Jumbos lineup, as Reina Galbiati leads the team at .462, followed by Cassie Roosh at .423. So that ball is on the outside corner for strike 1, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, a sunny day at Spicer Field, wind blowing straight in from center field. I'd say about mid-50s, 55, 56 degrees. So perfect softball weather, as Leitner goes into the windup and delivers the 1-1 pitch up and away for ball 2. And the count now 2-1. And so after a leadoff walk to Christina Rosso, Christian Kane now with a favorable 2-1 count, as our camera guy comes in, looking to see if he can set up the live video to go along with the audio. And so Leitner on the mound will go into her windup and deliver the 2-1 pitch that's popped up foul over the netting in the third base side and falls down out of play. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Christian Kane. And so through the first 2 hitters, not many swings and misses against Leitner. She doesn't necessarily have an overpowering fastball, and so we'll see if she's able to move around the plate and change her speeds to keep the Jumbos off balance. Again, the Jumbos batting .362 as a team, and so we see some dangerous hitters, especially at the top of their lineup. As Leitner looking in for the pitch and will go into the windup 2-2. Crane lifts that to deep left field. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it is a foul ball. And so Christian Kane lifts one deep to left field, well over the fence, but it was turned on a little too much and unfortunately for her landed foul, and the count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And so she showed her power on that one. Only has 3 home runs on the year, but definitely got enough as Leitner goes in and will deliver that one to line drive to left field through the shortstop and third base, and that is a clean base hit for Christian Kane. And the Jumbos now have first and second with no outs on the top of the first. And so Christian Kane, after launching one to left field that just barely curved around foul, then lines a base hit between the shortstop and the third baseman, and she's standing on first base as the Hamilton head coach is going to head out to the mound and have a quick chat with her team. Against a team like the Jumbos, who are 12-0 in the NESCAC East, you can't afford to fall behind by too much too early. And as such, Coach Sapiccio, looks like her last name is, again, some tough pronunciations on the Hamilton side. She's going to go ahead and talk to her pitcher to calm her down and get her ready for Reina Galbiati, who's the Jumbos' leading hitter at .462. Does have 52 at bats coming into the day, so a good enough sample size to put her right up at the top of the Jumbos hitters. Also has a .517 on base percentage and a .635 slugging percent.
Third baseman number 11, Reina Galbiati.
19 RBIs, is right in the middle of the team with a runner in scoring position, no outs. She'll look to add to that total with at least one, if not a double in the gap, that could also bring Kane around from first. As the coach has now left the field and the play is ready to resume, and the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. And we've seen some accuracy challenges from Leitner as she walked Christina Rosso to start the game, fell behind Christian Kane 2-1 before battling back and eventually giving up the base hit, and now falling behind Reina 1-0. And so she's going to stare in for the sign, and she gets it, delivers the pitch. Reina shows bunt, pulls back, Rosso taking off for third, and she's going to be out. And the Jumbos get aggressive, but it doesn't work out as Rosso took off for third base after Reina Galbiati showed bunt. Galbiati pulled back, and the shortstop for Hamilton, Helen Lynn, was able to get over to third base in time to get Rosso. And so Christian Kane takes second as part of the double steal. The goal there is to pull the third baseman in as the bunt is shown. The bunt gets pulled back, and you hope that the shortstop can't get over in time to get it, as that ball's lined to left field for a base hit. Christian Kane going to stop at third as the throw comes into the first baseman, the cutoff man, and Reina Galbi now on first base with a base hit, and Christian Kane on third. And so that's too bad, as that probably would have scored Rosso if not loaded the bases.
Now for the Jumbos, the designated
But
player,
instead, the
number
Jumbos
3,
have
Cassie
first and
Rouge.
third with 1 out and Cassie Rouge at the plate. And so as I was saying, you expect that the shortstop might be caught a little bit off guard and won't be able to get to third base in time to make the cover. But Helen Lynn was on top of it as she hustled right over, was able to get to the bag. A perfect throw from the Hamilton catcher. And Rosso was called out for the first out of the inning as Cassie Rouge takes ball 1 outside. Again, first and third, Reina Galbiati with her base hit is on first base. That was her 25th hit of the year. And so her average is nearly 500 now, 25 for 53. Cassie Rouge, one of the other top hitters for the Jumbos, comes in batting .423 as that ball misses up and away for ball 2. Count now 2-0 to Cassie Rouge. Rouge, the clear power hitter on the Jumbos team with 12 home runs and 42 RBIs. and a chance to add to that total with Christian Kane on third base and just one out. So I can call that a free swing where even a fly out to the outfield will get the run home as that ball misses up and away for ball 3. Got now 3 balls and no strikes. Be interested to see if Cassie Roosh gets the green light here after the struggles that Leitner's had finding the plate, and already 3-0, I would expect that she'd at least be taking strike 1, if not another one. No, swinging away. Shows you why I'm in the booth and she's out on the field. So that ball was fouled back over the netting, behind home plate. Perfect, and it looks like we do have the video up and running now. And so thanks to Jake for coming back and setting up the video and getting us going with that. And so as you can now see, Cassie Roosh with a 3-1 count on Leitner. First and third in the bottom of the first inning. That ball is also fouled back. And the count now 3-2. And so Leitner, after falling behind 3-0, gets a couple of foul balls from Cassie Roosh to bring it to a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And so the coach must have trusted Roosh in that 3-0 count to pick out a pitch that she liked to drive. And she got a full swing on it, but just fouled it back. And the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes as Leitner goes into the windup and delivers the pitch. That ball's popped up to the infield. Helen Lynn will call it at shortstop and make the catch. And Cassie Roosh is set down for the second out of the inning. And a great job by Leitner to battle back on the Jumbo's cleanup hitter. As again, Cassie Roosh, one of the top hitters on the Jumbos. And after falling behind 3-0, she did quite the job of working back. A couple of foul balls and then got a run on the hands for the pop out.
The first baseman.
And so Summer Horowitz steps up to the plate with first and third. The Jumbos, despite 2 hits and a walk in the inning, have not yet pushed home a run. And Summer Horowitz will look to change that as she takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. And again now 0-1. Summer Horowitz appearing in her 29th game. This is her 81st at bat. Does have 4 walks, 21 RBIs, and a .400 batting average. Yeah, and the Jumbos batting .362 overall, and the top of their lineup is filled with hitters batting with great averages, as Reina Galbiati is going to take off for second base and get the stolen base. As the ball missed low, ball 1, but even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. With first and third, sometimes you look to draw the throw from the catcher, and in doing so, the runner from third will take off. But Hamilton, in that situation, kind of let Galbiati take the bases. That ball misses outside to bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. They faked the throw down there just to see if Christian Kane on third base might take a couple steps towards home, but there was really no one that was fooled. And so the Jumbos now with second and third, 2 outs. As Summer Horowitz swings and misses for strike 2. We now have a 2-2 count with 2 outs and 2 runners on in the bottom of the first inning for the Jumbos. As Summer Horowitz will look to drive home her 22nd and 23rd run with a base hit. A big pitch in the bottom of the first from Molly Leitner, and that ball is grounded down the third base line. It's fielded, thrown over to first, and the catch is made. And Molly Leitner is able to escape without trouble as the Jumbos threaten with runners on second and third and 2 outs, but she was able to get the ground out to the third baseman, Ashley Izagari. And so at the end of one, we have a scoreless tie. We'll be back for the top of the second. Welcome back for the top of the second inning. As the Hamilton pitcher Molly Leitner was able to escape a jam in the bottom of the first to keep a scoreless tie.
Hamilton, the left fielder, number 20.
And the left fielder Delaney Nicole will step up to the plate for the Hamilton Continentals. Nicole is a 5'3" freshman from Burbank, California, who's making her 34th game appearance as that ball misses for ball one. 90 at bats on the year, 8 walks, a 367 batting average, and 436 on base. So despite being just 5'3" out of the cleanup spot, she has shown her production as that ball misses for ball two, and Erica County quickly falls behind 2-0. Nicole also has 4 home runs on the year and 3 doubles. So showing some power too, as Erica County is going to step off the mound and gather her thoughts as she will look to come right after Nicole. The 2-0 count as that ball is on the inside corner for strike one. Umpire with a little bit of a delayed call. We had to wait, but it looked from our angle right behind home plate that it caught the inside corner, and sure enough it did. As the count now 2-1, and Erica County getting ready to step back onto the mound to deliver her pitch to Nicole, and that ball is fouled off down the first base line. And the count quickly evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And so after falling behind 2-0, Erica County delivers a couple of strong pitches, and the count now 2-2 on Delaney Nicole. Nicole has just 7 strikeouts on the year as part of those 98 plate appearances. And the 2-2 pitch is going to be fouled off against the netting. Erica County tried to take a little bit of speed off of that one and give her the changeup. But Nicole kept the hands back and fouled it off to stay alive and keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nicole looks to be one of the bright spots as a freshman on the 12-22 Hamilton season, as that ball is fisted down to third base, and Raina Galbiati is going to catch it in the air for strike one. For out number one. And Delaney Nicole is retired.
Now batting for the Continentals.
Erica County came inside on Nicole, and Nicole wasn't able to get the barrel of the bat around, and as such, it was a weak little line drive off the hands, and Raina Galbiati cut over toward shortstop to make the play for the first out of the inning. And so that'll bring up Ursula Castablanco as she fouls that one off down the first base line, well out of play for strike one. Castablanco, a freshman from Leona, New Jersey, who is making her 100th official plate appearance, or at bat, as that ball misses inside for strike one. For ball one. All over the place, as the count now evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Has a .313 average and a .393 on base percentage, as Erica County will deliver that one just outside for ball one. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike on Ursula. Ursula's listed as a pitcher, but playing first base today. The 5'11" height will definitely give her some help over there, as that ball's on the outside corner for strike 2. And Erica County now battles back for a 2-2 count on Ursula Castablanco, the Continentals first baseman. But again, Erica, this inning has been tending to step off the back of the mound and gather herself before her bigger pitches. That ball swung on and missed for strike 3. And Erica County picks up her first strikeout of the day on Ursula Castablanco. And that'll be the second out of the inning in the top of the second.
Now batting for Hamilton, the designated player.
County's effectively changed her speeds, as we've seen her start off a lot of the hitters with a fastball or some of her faster offerings. And then later in the count, when she has a couple strikes, we see that she's taking the speed off. And that's done a good job against the Hamilton Continentals, as that ball's fouled back off for the netting. Duquette ahead of Daphne Asimikopoulos for strike 1. She's in the designated hitter slot today. On the year, batting .302 with a .333 on base percentage. Has 19 RBIs, and that ball is in there for a strike, and the count now 0 balls and 2 strikes. Only has 6 strikeouts on the year and 63 at-bats. But Erica County, with an 0-2 count and 2 outs, will look to put her away as that ball misses down and low. A pitch that didn't quite make it to the plate, and Raven Fournier got down to block it. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. County has retired all 5 batters that she's faced as of the second inning so far. She delivers the pitch. That ball's over to the right side. Christina Rocco, a diving stop, throws it to first, and the out is recorded, as Christina Rosso makes a great play ranging to her glove side towards first base. A sliding stop, popped right up and threw it over to Summer Horowitz at first.
Hamilton in the second with no runs.
And so Hamilton is retired 1-2-3 in the top of the second inning. And so after 1.5, we have a scoreless tie with the Jumbos coming up. We'll be back. Welcome back for the bottom of the second inning. Raven Fournier, the catcher for the Jumbos, will step up to the plate. Again, the Jumbos with 2 hits and a walk in the top of the first, but unable to push home a run as Christina Rosso was thrown out trying to steal third. And then with Cassie Roosh and Summer Horowitz up and runners in scoring position, neither of them were able to get the big hit to push a run home. And as such, we have a scoreless tie heading into the bottom of the second inning. Again, Raven Fournier, one of the top hitters for the Jumbos, a sophomore behind the plate today. We've also seen her out in right field plenty this season as that ball's in for strike one from Molly Leitner. Fournier with their 87th at bat, batting .395 and a .472 on base percentage to go along with a .779 slugging, which is second on the team only to Cassie Roosh as that ball is lifted to center field. Going back and settling under it is the Hamilton center fielder, Olivia Gods, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning, and Raven Fournier is retired. She got that ball pretty well, but what I'll say is that she got under it a little too much, and the way that the wind is blowing straight in from center field, there's really no room to mishit a ball out there. And so it was on the barrel, but not quite on a line, and as such, she's retired for the first out of the inning, and Sammy Siciliano, the next Jumbos batter, will take strike one from Molly Leitner. Siciliano, a sophomore batting .377, hails from Chatsworth, California. As the 0-1 pitch is delivered for strike two, a very good pitch from Molly Leitner, as she was able to change both the speed and the direction of the ball, as it dropped from about the belt level down to the knees. It was much slower than her fastball, and she now has an 0-2 count on Siciliano. So that ball's chopped to third base. Going to field it, make the throw over to first, and off the bag, safe. And so Sammy Siciliano will reach first on a throwing error on the third base, and I agree with that one, as I was just conferring with our official scorer, Avi.
Was the right fielder, number 29, Maggie Hoffman.
And it was no doubt a difficult play, but a good throw would have gotten her. And as such, we're going to go ahead and give the error to the third baseman, Ashley Izagari. And Siciliano showing her speed to reach first, as Maggie Hoffman, the right fielder, steps up to the plate and swinging fouls that one back for strike one. Maggie Hoffman has worked her way into the Jumbos lineup, as she wasn't a starter at the beginning of the year, but we still see the Jumbos playing around a little bit to find the right combination of players and where in the order Coach Milligan wants to put them. And Maggie Hoffman has worked her way in as she grounds that ball to second. The play is made over to first base, and so Siciliano will take second on the 4-3 retiring of Maggie Hoffman. And there's now 2 outs in the Jumbos half of the second.
Center fielder, number 7, Carrie Copacino.
Smart move by Phoebe Collins, the Hamilton second baseman, because Siciliano was just too quick and the ball was a bit of a slow roller over to her. And so at this point, it's best to just take the second out of the inning and allow Siciliano to take second base as Carrie Copacino steps in. She's going to chop that one back to the pitcher. Leitner fields it, throws over to first for the play. And so the Jumbos squander another runner in scoring position as they are unable to get the big 2-out hit. And Kerry Copacino was
In
retired
Tufts'
for the third
second
out of the inning.
0 runs on 0 hits.
And so after
1
two full
runner
innings,
on base,
the Hamilton
and
line
1
score
Hamilton
reads
error.
no runs on no hits
And
with
at the end of
1
2, it
error.
remains scoreless
In
here
the
between Tufts and Hamilton.
Jumbo side will be no runs on 2 hits and no errors. And so Erica Count is going to come back out to the mound and warm up. We'll be back when she's ready. Welcome back for the top of the third inning.
Phoebe Collins.
The second baseman, Phoebe Collins, will step up to the plate for Hamilton. A scoreless tie so far through 2, as the Jumbos have had plenty of opportunities to push home a run and have been unable to do so. Credit to the Hamilton pitcher, Molly Leitner, for getting the big outs when she's needed them, as Erica County delivers strike 1 to Phoebe Collins. Phoebe Collins batting .284 in the year, has appeared in 30 of the 34 Hamilton games coming into today. She is a 5'6" sophomore from Newcastle, New Hampshire. Just strike her ball. I was too busy looking down to see what that call was, but I'm sure that the umpire will flash it up after this pitch is delivered. As Erica County will miss just outside. And still waiting for the umpire to 1 and 2. Okay, so we have 1 ball and 2 strikes on Phoebe Collins. Again, hailing from beautiful Newcastle, New Hampshire, which happens to be right next door to where I live, as that ball is grounded over to Rosso at second and thrown to Summer Horowitz at first for the first out of the inning. And Phoebe Collins is retired.
Next up for the Continentals, the shortstop, number 11, Helen
Plenty of
Lynn.
action for Christina Rosso. She's made a play in all 3 innings so far. And also reached base last inning and was stranded in scoring position on second, as Molly Leitner was able to get Kerry Copacino to ground back to her for the third out of the inning. That ball again hit up to Rosso, ranges towards second base, throws over to first, and another great play by Christina Rosso, showing off her value at second base. She's gone to her glove side,
Now batting the right fielder, number 21.
and then also
Hannah
towards
Sapp.
second base up the middle and made the plays right at her. And so Christina Rosso having quite the day at second base for the Jumbos defensively. And so Erica County looking to go through the lineup clean for the first time through. Hannah Staub, we'll see what she can say about that, the right fielder for the Hamilton Continentals. As that ball misses for ball 1, the count now 1 ball and 0 strikes. Staub is a junior utility player, listed as infielder and outfielder, appearing in her 29th game, batting .273 coming into the day. A decent one out of the 9 spot of the ball over to Rosso, and sure enough, makes the throw to Summer Horowitz at first, and the third out of the inning is recorded. And so Christina Rosso able to set down
Hamilton in the top of the third.
or have a
0
part in
runs
all
on 0
3
hits.
outs in the
No
top of the
runners
third
left on
inning for the
base.
Hamilton Continentals. And so after 2.5, the score remains 0-0. We'll be back for the Jumbos half of the third. Welcome back to the Jumbo's half of the third inning. We'll turn it back to the
Leading
top
off
of
for
their
the
lineup
Jumbos in
for
the bottom of
Christina
the third,
Rosso. Molly
second
Leitner
baseman,
thrown
number
2
13,
scoreless innings
Christina
so far,
Rosso.
as she has allowed 2 hits and come through a walk and an error by the third baseman to keep the Jumbos scoreless. But we'll see if the Jumbos can do something the second time around in the order. And it starts with Rosso, who walked to lead off the Jumbos bottom of the first, as that ball is up high for ball 1, and she will start the count off. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, Rosso, a busy day at second base defensively, showing her range up the middle glove side and getting rid of the ball quickly, as she will lift that one to center field. No problem for the center fielder, Olivia Godds, who settles under and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And so Christina Rosso, with a fly out to center, will be the first out for the Jumbos. That'll bring up
Now
Christian
batting the
Kane to
shortstop,
the
number
plate,
2, Christian Kane.
who had quite the at-bat last time as she fouled one off long into left field over the fence, but again, foul, so it just counted as a long strike. And then she followed that up with a line drive base hit between the shortstop and the third baseman, as she will take that one on the outside corner for strike 1. Also had a stolen base on the back of the double steal with Christina Rosso. And so already 1 for 1 with a stolen base. Was stranded at third base, though, as she was not able to be pushed home, thanks to a couple of good pitches from Molly Leitner, as that ball misses up high, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Leitner tried to throw a drop ball, but the ball just didn't quite drop enough. A little too late by the time it fell into the Continentals catcher's mitt. As the 1-1 pitch is now delivered, and that ball is down low, ball 2. So Christina Rosso working into a hitter's count, 2 balls and 1 strike. As the Jumbos have shown patience today. Working a couple of deep counts on Molly Leitner, who has proven to be able to pitch right out of them, as she has just 1 walk, and that was the first batter of the game, as that ball's lifted straight up in the air, and the catcher will call it and make the catch for the second out of the inning. A very difficult play for the catcher in that circumstance, and you typically see one of the infielders call off the catcher, but because it didn't quite get enough air under it to give the infielders time to charge in and make the play, the catcher, Liz Brodigham, was able to settle under it and make the catch. And so Raina Galbiati, who also had a base hit and a stolen base in her last plate appearance, will step up to the plate and take strike 1 on the outside corner. And this is shaping up to be Leitner's cleanest inning so far, though. With Galbiati and Cassie Roosh on deck, it's far from over. But she did deliver strike 1 to Raina Galbiati, and now pitching with the 0-1 count. She'll bounce that one into the plate. As just a poor release point. You could see her kind of patting her chest, my bad, knowing right when she let go of it that it wasn't the pitch that she wanted to throw. And so she'll step back on the mound for the 1-1 pitch to Raina Galbiati. That ball's going to miss outside in the left-hander's batter's box, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Galbiati batting nearly 500 on the year. 462 going into her last plate appearance, where she lined the base hit. And so she's now 25 for 53 on the season. Also has 2 home runs and 19 RBIs. That ball's grounded over to third base, and the play is made and thrown over to first for the third out of the inning. And Raina Galbiati is retired. And so she tried to take an outside pitch and take it to the left side, which isn't usually very beneficial for a hitter. And as such, it was a weak ground ball to the Continentals third baseman, Ashley Izagari, who made the play. And she'll also be leading off for Hamilton when they come back for the top of the 4th. We'll see you then.
Off the inning
Welcome
for
back for the
Hamilton,
fourth
third
inning.
baseman, number 19, Ashley
Izagari, the third baseman, will be leading it off for Hamilton as Erica County steps back onto the mound after retiring the first 9 batters that she faced. A perfect game through 3 innings as that ball's lifted to right field, and the right fielder is going to settle under it, Maggie Hoffman, and she makes the play for the first out of the inning. And a quick first out for Erica County. We do have a defensive change for the Jumbos as Raina Galbiati at third base is replaced by Sarah Wilner-Gawerk. An interesting strategy as Galbiati, again, one of the leading hitters for the Jumbos. But Sarah Wilner-Gawerk, quite the athlete as well, as that ball is inside for strike 1. And Erica County gets ahead on Liz Brodigam, the Continentals catcher, with the first pitch of the at-bat. Grounded out to Kristen Kane at shortstop last time. And she'll look to be the first Continentals hitter to reach base as she shows bunt, but now pulls it back and will line that one up the middle. Rosso ranges up to the middle, makes the play, throws it to first for the out. And what a play by Christina Rosso. I can't say enough good things about her defensive work today for the Jumbos, as she is showing her range getting to the ball, and not only that, with the short base pass and softball,
7, Olivia Gott.
you just have to get rid of the ball quickly and with a strong throw, and she's been doing it. Credit to her. I mean, all 3 outs in the third inning, and 3 other putouts in the others as that ball hit Olivia Gott, the center fielder, and so the first batter will reach base via a hit by pitch
Now batting the left
for the
fielder, number
Continentals.
20, Delaney Nickel.
As it was an inside pitch that it must have just caught the jersey and so Hamilton gets their first base runner of the inning in the 4th inning as that ball is now lifted to right field. Maggie Hoffman settles under it, makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning, and the side is retired. And so despite a 2-out hit by pitch by Olivia Gott, she is not able to advance, and Erica County sets down the Hamilton hitters in the top of the 4th. A 0-0 scoreless tie heading into the bottom of the inning. We'll be back then. Cassie Roosh leading it off for the bottom of the 4th inning for the Jumbos. Again, Tufts has had plenty of opportunities to score as they have
Leading off the bottom of the 4th
left runners on 2nd and 3rd in the 1st inning, along with a caught stealing by Christina Rosso, which was the first out. Also left a runner in scoring position in the 2nd before being set down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 3rd. Only 2 hits came back in the 1st inning, and so Molly Leitner has definitely settled down as that ball's popped up to the infield. A little bit of confusion as the Hamilton first baseman will jump in to make the catch, and so Cassie Roosh is retired for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Jumbos, the first baseman,
So like I said, Molly Leitner
Summer Horowitz.
with some challenges finding the strike zone early as she walked Christina Rosso to lead off the game and then fell behind some of the other Jumbos hitters. But she's bounced back, and as we were talking between innings, doesn't necessarily have the best stuff to keep the Jumbos off guard, but Jumbos have either been out thinking or just kind of having an off hitting day. And nonetheless, Molly Leitner has kept them scoreless through 3. As Summer Horowitz took strike 1 on the inside corner. The 0-1 pitch is lifted to the right side. It is called by the second baseman who makes the catch. It was almost out into what we like to call no man's land. Those kind of bloopers that just tend to fall where no one no one's able to get to it, but it hung up in the air long enough that the
catcher number 23,
second baseman Phoebe Collins was able to range back to her glove side to make the catch. And so 2 quick outs by Molly Leitner will bring up Raven Fournier, the Jumbo's catcher today, and one of the better hitters in the Tufts lineup. It's the 0-0 pitch is delivered on the outside corner for strike 1. Leitner has set down 7 straight Jumbo's hitters, and the only runner that reached before that was on the error by the third baseman. It's the 0-1 pitch is off the inside corner for ball 1. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sammy Siciliano reached in the second inning on an error. And besides that, she's been perfect since Reina Galbiati's base hit in the first inning. As that ball is down the third base line, fair ball. Gets past the Continentals third baseman. Raven Fournier rounds first, going to try to take second, and she will be in there standing up. The ball gets past second base, takes a step towards third, and quickly goes back as the throw was backed up by the Hamilton first baseman. And so Raven Fournier with a 2-out double for the Jumbos.
Number 1, Sammy Siciliano.
Trying to get some life. As the Hamilton coach is going to come out to make her argument that the ball was actually foul. And the home plate umpire is not going to have any of it as he listens to a couple of her words and heads back right behind home plate. It was definitely a close play as Raven Fournier put it right down the line past the third baseman, Ashley Izagari. And the ball hopped right over the bag to stay fair. As that ball misses outside for ball 1. Raven Fournier thinking 2 right out of the box, knowing that there's 2 outs and that being in scoring position is so valuable at this part of the game. She hustled right around and took second. And so Sammy Siciliano will now have an opportunity to knock home the first run of the game. That ball's up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher, over to shortstop, fielded, thrown to first, not in time, and the runner is safe. And a base hit for Sammy Siciliano. The Jumbos with 2 outs, putting together a rally.
Now batting for the Jumbos, the right
Leitner
fielder,
tried to make a
29,
play on it,
Maggie Huffman.
and she just couldn't quite get her glove down in time, but she was able to deflect it over to the shortstop, Helen Lynn, who fielded it cleanly and made the throw to first base, but Siciliano was hustling out of the box and just barely able to beat it out, and I believe the right call was made by the umpire. As Maggie Hoffman now steps up to the plate with a big opportunity for the Jumbos. That ball misses outside for ball 1, counting out 1 ball and no strikes. Raven Fournier on third base, Sammy Siciliano on first. This all started with the Raven Fournier double down the line with 2 outs after Leitner had set down 7 straight and was looking to cruise right back into the dugout. Jumbos say not so fast, and Maggie Hoffman will lift that one to the infield. The second baseman calls for it and makes the catch. And so Molly Leitner able to pitch out of another jam as the 3rd out of the inning is recorded. And so we remain scoreless after 4 innings.
2 hits and 2 runners left on base. And we remain scoreless
Ursula
here.
Castiblanco will be leading it off for Hamilton in the top of the 5th.
Tufts and Hamilton.
We'll be back for that. Ursula Castiblanco will step up for Hamilton in
Leading
the
off
top of the fifth inning.
for the Continentals,
A quick game so
first
far as
baseman
we're
number 13,
before
Ursula Castiblanco.
1 o'clock, and we're already through 4 innings. As Erica County with just 1 base runner allowed through 4. That was a hit by pitch by Olivia Gods in the top of the 4th with 2 outs. That ball's over to Christina Rosso, and no doubt in the scorer's box that she was going to make that play for the first out of the inning. And she has now made an out, or been a part of an out, in every inning so far, including all 3 in the 3rd. And so Christina Rosso is really helping out her pitcher and friend, Erica County, on the defensive side today, as County will go into the windup, and that ball is lifted foul down the first base line. Well out of play for strike 1. So again, Erica County not having let up a hit through 4 1/3 innings, as Daphne Asmakopoulos, a difficult name to say, that ball misses outside 1-1. We'll call her Daphne. She grounded out to Christina Rosso in the 2nd inning. No surprise there. As Erica County goes through the windup, the ball's down the third baseline, foul ball. As Wilner Gawork did make the play on the backhand, but I'm not sure that she would have been able to throw it over to first base in time to get Daphne. And so luckily the ball was called foul, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Daphne batting .302 on the year. And junior outfielder, as that ball is delivered, grounded over to Summer Horwitz at first, who maybe had the easiest out of her career, as all she had to do was step right back onto the bag, and the second out of the inning is recorded on the 3 unassisted.
10, Phoebe Collins.
And so Phoebe Collins up at the plate. She's going to lift that one to center field. Not a problem for the Jumbo center fielder, Carrie Copsino, who will come in to make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. And so a quick 1-2-3 inning for Erica County. Keeps giving her team a chance as she keeps Hamilton scoreless through 5 innings. And the Jumbos will look to put home the first run of the game in the bottom half. We'll be back. Carrie Copsino will lead it off for the Jumbos in the bottom of the 5th inning. She grounded back to the pitcher last time. Be interesting to see what she does here, as she is definitely one of the speedier players on the Jumbos. With 5 stolen bases, that's 2nd on the team, only to Christina Rosso, as that ball misses outside for ball 1 over in the right-handed batter's box. We saw her use her slap hitting abilities last time and just wasn't able to get it past the pitcher. And so we might see some kind of bunt here or other chopping hit that'll try to get her on first base. Sure enough, that's a bunt, and that is fouled off straight back, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. And so Carrie Copsino looking to use her speed to reach base for the Jumbos. And again, at this point, just need 1 run as the game is scoreless, 0-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Not the type of game we were expecting coming in, as the Hamilton pitcher has a 4.93 ERA. That ball misses low for ball one. And so she is pitching well beyond her season average. And really stepping up in the game for Hamilton, which to them doesn't mean much as they're 3-9 in conference and 12-22 overall. And nonetheless, they're coming out and competing with the Jumbos, who on the flip side are 12-0 in the NESCAC East. That ball's going to miss out in the right-hander's batter's box. And so Carrie Copacino works a 3-1 count. And will look to draw the second walk of the game after Christina Rosso did so as the very first hitter of the game. And so with the national anthem playing in the background for the lacrosse game, the 3-1 pitch is delivered, foul back for strike two, and the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. The men's lacrosse, one of the better programs along with softball here at Tufts, is getting ready to start one of their final regular season games as well. Back at Spicer, though, the 3-2 pitch is delivered. That ball's going to be lined to the right center gap for a base hit. She's going to round first and stay there as a big leadoff base hit by Carrie Copacino could be the jump start that the Jumbos need. And that'll now turn it over to the top of the lineup with Christina Rosso followed by Christian Kane on deck. And the Jumbos could really get something going. As Copacino will stand on first base with Rosso at the plate, and that ball's going to be down in the dirt for ball one. And the count now 1 ball and no strikes. And it was pretty interesting. It's funny, I was just going to say that the coach came out in the first inning in a similar scenario. And sure enough, she comes out again now. In the first inning, the Jumbos had first and second base with no outs after a walk and a base hit. And her words seemed to work because after she came out, Reina Galbiati was able to get an immediate base hit. But after that, she set down the next 2 to end the inning, followed by 8 of the next 9. So the coach will look to have the same calming effect here as the Jumbos with a great chance to threaten with the top of their lineup and Carrie Copacino, a speedy runner on first base. This could be the combination they need to push home their first run of the game. So we might see some kind of hit and run or bunt and run as that ball's up the middle. It's going to be fielded cleanly over to second, not in time. And Carrie Copacino will force the fielder's choice, but she's going to be safe at safe at second, and Christina Rosso over to first base. It did look like that was in fact a hit and run as Carrie Copacino took off on the pitch, and Christina Rosso swung at a pitch that was down almost near the dirt, and she likely wouldn't have swung at that otherwise. So my guess is that was a hit and run, and it worked out because Carrie Copacino was able to just barely beat the throw to second. It was fielded cleanly and even pulling the shortstop up the middle, which is just what you want. But Copacino's speed was too much as that ball is lifted foul down the third base line for strike one as Christian Kane up at the plate with 2 runners on and no outs. And again, just the situation the Jumbos want themselves in is they're 2, 3, and 4 hitters, the best in their lineup. Again, Christian Kane batting .402. Sarah Wilner-Gork in place of Reina Galbiati. That bunt is put down the first baseline foul. A bit of a surprise bunt as she wasn't showing it too early, so we wonder if that was on her own for a base hit or called by the coach, and that's just the way that Christian Kane tried to execute it. Either way, the count now 0-2 as Molly Leitner looking to pick up a big out here, especially if she can get it by strikeout without allowing the runners to advance. She'll go into the 0-2 pitch. That ball's going to be lifted foul straight back, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. And so Christian Kane already 1 for 2 on the day with a base hit in the first along with a stolen base, followed by a fly out to the catcher. Will look to at least advance the runners, if not knock them home. The 0-2 pitch is down in the dirt for ball 1. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Christian Kane with just 6 strikeouts in the year on 90 plate appearances coming into the day. It's a great contact hitter And it's just what the Jumbos need right now. Contact, something to push up the base runners. That ball is up and away for ball 2. A close pitch, but definitely out of the zone. However, with 2 strikes and in this situation, you got to be real careful with which pitches you take. You never want to leave a count like that in the hands of the umpire. But Christian Kane able to work it back to 2-2 as Molly Leitner will deliver the 2-2 pitch. That ball's lined down third base foul. And the count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Christian Kane got a good bat on the ball, but was able to push it just a little bit foul. And the Hamilton third baseman, Ashley Izagari, is hugging the line just about a step or 2 from the bag. And she is definitely taking that kind of hit away from Christian Kane. Nonetheless, the count remains at 2-2. Molly Leitner delivers the pitch up high for ball 3. Tried to take a little bit of speed off of that one. Talking between innings with Avi here, the official scorer, about Molly Leitner's effectiveness in changing her locations, using both the top of the zone and the bottom. We've seen a lot of kind of easy flyouts from the Jumbos, and Leitner's been getting those. That ball's lifted. There's another one. Lifted just past shortstop. And Helen Lynn will range back to make the play, and so Christian Kane unable to advance the runners despite a pretty good at-bat. And she is retired for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the third baseman, number 12, Sarah
That'll bring up Sarah Wilner-Gawork, batting in place of Reina Galbiati. Came on defensively after Galbiati's at-bat in the bottom of the third inning. Wilner-Gawork, a sophomore, batting .282 with a .310 on-base percentage. He's a native of Saratoga Springs, New York. As the 0-0 pitch is delivered up and away for ball 1. A fake throw down to second base by the catcher, Liz Brodigam, as Carrie Copacino was a little aggressive coming off of second base, but nonetheless, no throw was made and no damage was done. And Sarah Wilner-Gawork will step back into the box with her first at-bat of the day. So the pitch is delivered inside, and again, that throw is actually down to second base, and a diving Carrie Copacino heads back into second safely as a smart move by Liz Brodigam, keeping Carrie Copacino honest on second base. We've already seen the kind of speed that she has as she beat out a routine ground ball to shortstop on Christina Rosso's fielder's choice. As Rosso on first, Copacino on second. That ball's on the outside corner for strike 1. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. And Wilner-Gawork appearing in her 26th game of the year and getting her 40th at-bat. Has 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, 10 RBIs. Just pretty impressive. RBI every 4 at-bats. That ball's down to third base. Bag stepped on and no other play is made. And the second out of the inning is recorded on a 5U. And so Carrie Copacino retired at third.
Now batting the
Sarah Wilner-Gawork going to reach
Carrie
first
Ruth.
base on a fielder's choice. And Christina Rosso advances to second. That'll bring up Cassie Roosh, looking to drive in her 43rd run of the year and the first run of the game. Can't think of many other hitters the Jumbos would want up, as that ball is misses for ball 1. Yeah, got blocked by one of the gentlemen standing up in the crowd. Couldn't quite see what the call was. Actually, it was a strike right on the outside corner. And Molly Leitner gets ahead of Cassie Roosh, 0-1. That ball is grounded up the middle, off the glove. Helen Lynn makes the play, throws it over to first for the out. And the third out of the inning is recorded. A great play by Helen Lynn at shortstop as the ball deflected off of Molly Leitner's glove.
No runs on 1 hit. and
Didn't
2
miss a
runners
beat.
left
She
on base.
fielded it
We
cleanly
remain
and threw it
scoreless
over to
here
first base
after
to get
5.
Cassie Roosh for the third
Fletcher
out of the
Field,
inning.
Tufts and Hamilton play on.
And so the Jumbos remain scoreless despite, again, a great opportunity with Carrie Copacino reaching base to lead off the inning, and then had first and second with no outs and the 2, 3, and 4 spots coming up in the lineup. But they weren't able to do anything with it. And so, again, credit to Molly Leitner for setting them down. And Helen Lynn will be leading it off for the Continentals when we're back.
Leading off for
Helen
the
Lynn here to
shortstop,
lead it
number
off.
11, Helen Lynn.
The shortstop for the Hamilton Continentals today just made a great play to end the bottom of the 5th inning. That kept the Jumbo scoreless as Erica County delivers the first pitch that's line down the first baseline foul. And Erica County gets strike one. Again, the Hamilton Continentals hitless so far through 5. I am breaking the announcing protocol by actually saying that out loud. But nonetheless, got to let the viewers know as that ball misses inside for ball 1. And the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The only Hamilton base runner to reach base was Olivia Gods in the top of the 4th inning. A 2-out hit by pitch that just barely nicked her jersey. But she was stranded at first. That ball's fouled straight back for strike 2. A couple of good swings by Helen Lynn. As again, 2 foul balls, but well hit. And showing that she's not afraid to take her cuts against Erica County. Grounded out to Christina Rosso in the top of the 3rd inning, as that ball misses outside for ball 2. Part of a 3rd inning that saw all 3 outs go over to Christina Rosso at second. And she has a put-out in every inning so far, and we'll see if that continues for the 6th. Erica County steps back onto the mound, getting ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch. That ball's down in the dirt. Ball 3. And Helen Lynn able to work a full count. They're very good at bat here. She got a great bat on the ball for the first out on for the first strike on a foul ball that went screaming down the first base line, followed by another one to the back of the net. The 3-2 pitch is up the middle. Christian Kane going to make the play, throw over to first for the first out of the inning, and Helen Lynn is retired on a 6-3 ground out to Christian Kane. Christian Kane in a good position to make that play, as she was already shaded towards second base a couple steps, had to take just 1 or 2 more, as it was a well-hit ball by Helen Lynn, but Kane made it look easy as she smoothly fielded the ball and threw it over to Summer Horowitz for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring Hannah Stabb, the right fielder, up to the plate as that ball is fouled back for strike 1. Off the netting that protects the fans around the stadium seating here at Spicer Field on the campus of Tufts University. Stabb also grounded up to Christina Rosso in her first at-bat in the 3rd. As Erica County is going to get the sign from Raven Fournier and go into her windup. The 0-1 pitch is going to be down the 3rd base line for the first hit of the Hamilton Continentals, as Hannah Stabb just put a simple swing on the ball, put a line drive over Sarah Wilner's work head. The left fielder, Sammy Siciliano, ranged over and fielded the ball and threw it in to keep her at just first base. But nonetheless, the first hit for the Hamilton Continentals in the top of the 6th with 1 out by Hannah Stabb. She'll be on first base with Ashley Izagari. She shows bunt, chops it over to first base. Summer Horowitz throws it to second for the first out. The throw back to first is not in time. Quite the play by Summer Horowitz to get the out at second base. I thought she was just going to turn around and step on first.
Now batting the catcher,
but she
5,
obviously had
Liz
other
Brogdon.
plans as she fielded it and calmly fired over to Christian Kane at second. Kane threw back to first, but Ashley Izagari was too quick, and so she now stands on first base, reaching by fielder's choice, with 2 outs as Liz Brogdon, the catcher, will show bunt, pull back, swing away, and swung right through it for strike 1. We've seen that's been her MO in each of her at-bats, is showing bunt well before Erica County even goes into her windup, and then slowly pulling back, getting into hitting position, and pulling the trigger when she likes the pitch. That ball is out over the outside corner for strike 2. And Erica County ahead 0-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, looking to keep Ashley Izagari stranded on first base should she be able to get Liz Brogdon in the second hitter in the Hamilton order. That ball's on the outside corner, misses, throw over to first, not in time, as Jumbo's catcher Raven Fournier tried to catch Izagari a little bit too far off the bag, as Summer Horowitz was there to take the throw, but Izagari went sliding back in head first safely. And so a 1-2 count to Liz Brogdon. Erica County gets the sign, goes into the windup, and the pitch is up the middle. Christina Rosso ranges towards second, tosses it over to Christian Kane, and the out is recorded. And Erica County retires the side. And so through
In the Hamilton
5.5,
sixth,
we
no
are
runs
still
on one
scoreless
hit
at
and
Spicer
no runners
Field.
left on base.
Hamilton does pick up their first hit in the top of the 6th inning, but stranded at first base as Erica County completes the scoreless inning. Back for the bottom of the 6th. Summer Horowitz preparing to step up to the plate for the Jumbos in the bottom of the 6th inning as Molly Leitner steps back up onto the mound for the Hamilton Continentals.
Leading off for the
Unlike
Jumbos
her
in the bottom
counterpart,
of the
Erica
6th,
County, who was
first
not allowed a
baseman,
runner
number 6,
past
Summer
first base
Horowitz.
this whole game. Leitner has pitched out of trouble in 4 of her 5 innings so far, with runners stranded in scoring positions in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th. Her 3rd inning, she did go 1-2-3. Almost did it in the 4th before Raven Fournier doubled down the line. That ball is lifted to left field, and a line drive base hit down the line going to be fielded and thrown in as Summer Horowitz stays at first. And again, the Jumbos get a leadoff base hit and a runner on base to start the inning. As we're going to see a pinch runner will be number 17, Isabel Smokelin. Will take over first base in place of Summer Horowitz.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Now pinch running at first base for the Jumbos, number 17, Isabel Smokelin.
As the umpire is passing on the message to ourselves and the other dugout along the first base line. And so Isabel Smokelin now on first base following a Summer Horowitz base hit. A line drive right over the third baseman's head who didn't even have time to react. So that ball's down in the dirt for ball 1. Ball went all the way down the line, almost to the fence, as the Continentals left fielder Delaney Nicole ranged over to make the play. Summer Horowitz took a turn at first, decided to stay there instead of risking being thrown out at second. Into the Jumbos with a base runner as that ball is down low, throw down to first base, not in time. As we've seen an aggressive couple of catchers. Brodigan for the Continentals has not been afraid to throw down to second base or to first, and Raven Fournier a couple throws down to first last inning. But none of them have been to any avail, as the 2-0 pitch to Raven Fournier is up high 3-0. And I feel like I've said this almost every inning, but Jumbo's getting ready to put together a great scoring opportunity. As Raven Fournier already 1 for 2 on the day, a double down the left field line in her last at-bat, a fly out to center in her first at-bat in the second. That was a 3-0 count. We'll see if she has the green light, as Leitner delivers the pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. And it looked like she was taking all the way. So Coach Milligan just looking for base runners. And bottom of the 6th inning, Jumbos just need to push home 1 run and then keep Hamilton off the board in the top of the 7th. Now that'll be difficult as they have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in their lineup. Prepared to hit as that ball misses inside. And a throw down to first is useless as Raven Fournier jogs down there. And Isabel Smokelin will jog on down to second.
Number 1, Sammy Siciliano.
Again, Smokelin is pinch running for Summer Horowitz, who led off the inning with a base hit. And so Sammy Siciliano has reached base both times. First on an error in the second inning, followed by a base hit in the 4th. It's the Jumbos with runners on first and second, no outs. Wouldn't be surprised to see a bunt here. As sure enough, she will show bunt, misses it, and the catcher came up ready to throw at second, but no one was there as Helen Lynn was coming over to cover third base. Look at that huge gap right up the middle, as Helen Lynn is definitely shading towards third, expecting to have to take a throw. And should they allow Siciliano to swing away, she has a lot of room up the middle of the field to put the ball. Nonetheless, the 0-1 pitch is delivered. She is swinging away. That ball is lifted to left field. Well hit. Going back, way back. That ball is on the warning track. It falls. Smokeland coming around to score. Raven Fournier to third base safely. And a RBI double by Sammy Siciliano finally puts the Jumbos on the board. And after showing bunt and not able to get it down, Sammy Siciliano swinging away is able to lift the ball all the way to the warning track and left. Delaney Nicole ranged back and wasn't able to get under the ball to make the catch, so it fell cleanly for a double. Raven Fournier advanced all the way to third base. That ball misses down low to Maggie Hoffman. Isabel Smokeland pinch running for Summer Horowitz, who led off the inning with a single, came around to score. And the Jumbos down with second and third, no outs, and Maggie Hoffman at the plate. Should be looking to get the ball in the air. That ball is on the outside corner. Good pitch for strike one. Even up the count. Again, Maggie Hoffman will look to get something deep enough into the outfield to score Raven Fournier. The infield is mostly in. Corners are definitely in. Shortstop is a little bit back, but I expect she'd come home if she got the ground ball. That ball's fouled off towards the Hamilton dugout for strike two. The count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And so Maggie Hoffman will look to put the ball in play. Has 6 strikeouts on the year and 44 at-bats. The pitch is delivered line down the first base line, well foul, as it was well hit, but an inside pitch that she turned on. And it just kind of never had a chance to get between the white lines. And so the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Maggie Hoffman. 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out to second and a fly out to second. Both balls to the right side as the 1 and 2 pitches outside, throw down to third, not in time. Again, Brodigan very aggressive behind the plate, trying to backpick these runners and pick out a free out for the team. Nonetheless, Maggie Hoffman back in the box with a 2-2 count. Leitner steps onto the mound, gets the call, and delivers the pitch, and it is inside, ball 3. And Maggie Hoffman has worked the count all the way back to 3 balls and 2 strikes after falling behind 1 and 2. Carrie Copacino on deck with a base hit in her last at-bat. And a big pitch here from Leitner. Going to miss high, ball 4. And the base is loaded for the Jumbos with no outs in the bottom of the 6th. Good at-bat by Maggie Hoffman, who
Now batting the center fielder,
had a
number
couple of
7,
foul
Carrie
balls,
Copacino.
took a couple close pitches, and ends up trotting down to first base with her 5th walk of the year. Carrie Copacino steps up with Hoffman on first, Siciliano on second, and Raven Fournier on third. That ball misses down and away for ball 1. And Molly Leitner, the wheels could fall off pretty quickly here as Carrie Copacino hitting with the bases loaded, and Christina Rosso, the leadoff hitter, ready to step up on deck. She will need to dig deep to get out of this inning at just 1 run. And even if she can keep it to 2 or 3, that would be quite the accomplishment at this point, as that ball is on the outside corner for strike 1. Maybe a bit of a generous call by the umpire, as it looked to be maybe a little off the outside corner, but nonetheless he's been consistent all day, and the Jumbos know what to expect by this point in the game. The 1-1 offering is chopped up the middle. Helen Lynn going to make the play over to first base in time. And so a run scores as Raven Fournier comes in. And Carrie Copacino does her job, getting at least 1 more run home. And the Jumbos now take a 2-0 lead. Copacino
Now
gave
batting
her
the second
patented
baseman, number 13, Christina
chop
Rosso.
swing and start running as fast as she can. And she put pressure on Helen Lynn to make the play. But in the meantime, Sammy Siciliano moves up to third base and Maggie Hoffman to second, with Christina Rosso at the plate as that ball's over the outside corner for strike 1. And I would believe that there's nothing more the Jumbos would want than pushing home these last 2 runs to really solidify and take a commanding 4-0 lead for Erica County, who's been throwing an absolute gem so far. As the 0-1 pitch is lined foul down the third base line. Christina Russo got all of that one, but the pitch was so far inside that there was nothing else she could do with it but take it foul if she were to swing on it, as she did. And so she now finds herself down 0-2. Just 6 strikeouts in 125 plate appearances. A great contact hitter at the top of the lineup. That ball's going to miss low, going to bounce away from the catcher, but Sammy Siciliano at third base will not advance. A slow pitch that didn't quite make it to the plate. Brodegum, the Continentals catcher, tried to get down and make the play, but it kind of squirted away towards the backstop. Sammy Siciliano, with her leadoff hitter up there, decided not to risk it. A smart move. And the 1-2 pitch is going to be lifted to center field. Shallow is going to fall for a base hit. Siciliano rounds first. And Siciliano went to score. Rosso rounds first. And Maggie Hoffman at third. And the Jumbos score their third run of the inning.
Number 2, Christian Kane.
And, sometimes that's all it takes. The ball that's hit just well enough to get past the infield and shallow of the outfielder. And so Christina Rosso will reach base and pick up an RBI. That will be her 17th RBI of the season. And the Jumbos now with a 3-0 lead as the Hamilton Continentals are meeting out on the mound to try to settle down their pitcher Molly Leitner, who had pitched out of a number of jams coming into this inning. And finally the Jumbos able to put home a couple runs. I'm sure that they've been frustrated in their dugout all day trying to get those big hits, and finally they have.
They just need 5 more. We can call
5 more and they'll put the mercy rule into effect. But that is not something that we're expecting. Though with Christian Kane, Wilner Gwerk, and Cassie Roosh stepping up, you never really know. That ball misses up by the helmet of Christian Kane, the Jumbo shortstop, as she ducks down under it for ball 1. Again, Christina Rosso, after her RBI single, is on first base. Maggie Hoffman, who walked earlier in the inning, stands on third, and Christian Kane up at the plate with 1 out for the Jumbos. Already with a 3-run 6th inning, looking to add on if they can. As Leitner gets the sign, goes into the pitch. That ball's lined to left field. That'll be a base hit as the Hamilton left fielder looked like she might make a play on it, but ended up stopping short, knowing that if the ball got by her, she really didn't have much room for backup.
Number 12,
and
Sarah
that ball would have gone all the way to the wall. It could have done even more damage. And so an RBI single by Christian Kane is her 2nd hit of the day, her 24th RBI of the year. And that'll bring up Sarah Wilner Gwerk to the plate, who's hitting in place of Reina Galbiati. Again, we theorized that Galbiati might have been taken out of the game as a way to rest her before the second game that she might be getting the start in on the mound. That ball misses low for ball 1 to Wilner Gwerk. And so with 1 out and runners on first and second, the Jumbos will see if they can continue to pad this 4-run lead that they've built up. And maybe even put home 4 more to end the game. So that would not nearly do justice. That ball's thrown back to second base, not in time, as Christina Rosso will go sliding back into second. Again, the score right now doesn't necessarily do justice to Molly Leitner, who came into the game with an ERA of almost 5 and kept the Jumbos scoreless through the first 5 innings. But nonetheless, they're breaking it open in the bottom of the 6th. That ball's in for strike 1. Though, having said that, if they could have just gotten a couple of big hits earlier in the game, this could be even a 6 or 7 run lead right now as they left runners in scoring position in 4 of the first 5 innings. That ball is going to be lifted to left center field. It's going to fall for a base hit, and the runner will be held up at third. And the Jumbos now with the bases loaded and just 1 out with Cassie Roosh stepping up to the plate. Can't imagine a better hitter they'd want with the bases loaded, as the Hamilton coach will head out to the umpire and have some words. Looks like she might be making some kind of substitution. That ball by Wilner Gwerk was hit just well enough to get into left center field. The center fielder, Olivia Godds, made a run at it and was unable to get there in time to make the play. And Cassie Rouche Jr. with 12 home runs on the year and 42 RBIs. Her 13th home run would end it for the Jumbos in the bottom of the 6th inning. And so despite being held scoreless for the first 5 innings, the Jumbos with 4 runs and counting in the bottom of the 6th. The Hamilton coach continues to talk with the umpire. We are unsure as to what exactly the talk is about, but we should get some clarity here as the umpire going to head back to the scorer's box. Okay, so we have some defensive changes for the Hamilton Continentals. The first baseman, Ursula Castablanco, will come to the mound. Heading out to right field will be number 12, Carolyn Shivili, a freshman outfielder from Verona, New Jersey. And heading to first base will be number 21, Hannah Stab, who had been in right field before. And then coming out of the game will be Molly Leitner, the pitcher. So as we record these changes, it'll just be a second.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, some defensive changes here for the Continentals. Entering game in the flex spot, now in right field, number 12, Carolyn Chivoli. Moving from right field to first base, number 21, Hannah Stab. And moving from first base.
And so
to
the
pitching,
new pitcher for Hamilton, Ursula Castablanco, is
number
a
13,
freshman making her 19th
Ursula
appearance.
Castablanco.
Has 43 innings pitched on the year and a 7.00 ERA. Coming in a difficult position as Cassie Rouche, the Jumbo's cleanup hitter, comes up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Jumbo's already with 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning after being held scoreless through the first 5.
I like the umpires when they tell me what's going on. Makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
And so Castablanco will deliver her first pitch of the game, a fastball in there for strike 1. As Cassie Rouche getting acquainted with this new pitcher on the mound for the Hamilton Continentals. Looks to have more speed than Molly Leitner did, as the first fastball was delivered with some zip on it. As the second pitch just swung on and missed. A great pitch by Ursula Castablanco. Came out of the hand like a fastball and dropped right off as Cassie Rouche swung right through it. And the count quickly 0-2. So Castablanco with quite the start to the game. As that ball up and away, back to the backstop. The runner's going to take off for home. The throw there is not in time. And the throw gets away. The second runner comes home and scores. And Sarah Wilner-Gawork will take third base. So 2-run score on a wild pitch. I have not seen that one happen before. So Christina Rosso took off for home as the ball hit the glove of the hand and went back to the backstop. The throw from the catcher to Castablanco hit off of her glove and ricocheted towards first base, at which time Christian Kane also smartly came around to score. So that ball is up and away for ball 2. And so the Jumbo scored 2 runs on a pass ball, and Sarah Wilner-Gawork advances all the way from first to third. And the Jumbo's now up 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Again, a Cassie Rouche homer would end it. That ball misses just high for ball 3. So after jumping out to a quick 0-2 count, Ursula Castablanco would likely be an error on the pitcher because it was a catchable ball, as we're kind of debating how that second run should be scored. That ball is lifted foul back to the netting to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Regardless, the Jumbos get 2 runs home on the wild pitch and another runner on third base, and have completely broken the game open in the bottom of the 6th with 6 runs and a 6-0 lead. We are going to determine that the second runner, Christian Kane, scored on an error. That ball swung on and missed by Cassie Rouche for the second out of the inning. And the Jumbos have now officially batted around as Summer Horowitz getting her second at bat of the inning. as Coach Cheryl Milligan will officially re-enter Summer Horowitz, who was pinch run for by Isabel Smokelin earlier in the inning. Yeah. So Cassie Rue strikeout for the second out of the inning. And Summer Horowitz will now get her first at bat against Ursula Castablanco, who looks to have very good stuff. I'm surprised that she has a 7.0 ERA. That ball is going to hit Summer Horowitz right off the knee, and she'll jog on down to first base with a hit by pitch. Sarah Wilner-Gork will remain at third. Summer Horowitz at first, and Raven Fournier, the catcher, steps up to the plate. She is 1 for 2 on the day with a double in the fourth inning, stranded at third base, a flyout in second, and walked and scored earlier as part of this 6-run Jumbo's inning. Castablanco is going to go into the windup, deliver the first pitch down and in for ball 1. And Raven Fournier with the winning run on first base. Usually you think of that in a walk-off scenario. This would be a walk-off mercy rule, should they be able to put home 2 more runs. As that ball is right down the middle for strike 1. Raven Fournier taking the whole time. And now with a 1-1 count. I'm always interested to see her batting stance. She has her hands slightly separated on the bat, which is not a conventional strategy for most players, as that ball is going to be lifted down the first baseline, foul and out of play, as it just kind of kept fading and fading towards the right side and eventually made its way all the way out of play. And Raven Fournier now with a 1-2 count as Castablanco looks to retire the side in the bottom of the 6th, as the Jumbo's already with 6 runs home and 2 runners on base. As the 1-2 pitch is delivered, that ball's going to be lined to first base, and the catch is made by the new first baseman, Hannah Stab. And so Raven Fournier is retired for the final out of the inning, but not before the Jumbos push home 6 runs at the bottom of the 6th. Take a commanding 6-0 lead heading into the top of the 7th. We'll be back. Olivia Gott's going to lead it off for the top of the 7th inning for the Hamilton Continentals. She was the first runner to reach base in the top of the 4th inning via a hit by pitch, though she was quickly stranded at first, as no runner has advanced beyond first base for the Hamilton Continentals. Did have their first base hit last inning, as that ball's in there for strike 1 from Erica County. The first base hit last inning by Hannah Stab with 1 out. Oh, forgot to reset the count, as I also have scoreboard duties here, and a 1-3 count up there. That doesn't make much sense, does it? That ball is fouled off the netting near the Jumbo's dugout. The count now 0 balls and 2 strikes to Olivia Godds. Again, 0 for 1 in the day. Had a 2-3 in the first inning as she dribbled 1 out just in front of the plate, and Raven Fournier was able to pick it up and toss it over to first. That ball's just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-2. Erica County looking to finish out her final NESCAC game with a victory, as this would be her 16th complete game of the year. That ball's fouled off to keep the count at 1-2. An inside pitch that God's just kind of moved the bat out. Didn't even give it a check swing, but it was so far inside that it was able to foul off of her bat. The count remains 1-2. Again, her 16th complete game, should she be able to finish it out, as that ball is also fouled back with a full swing this time. Interestingly enough, she has 15 starts and 15 complete games, so she has never been pulled from a game that she started, which is quite a strong statistic as a starting pitcher. That ball is going to be lined up the middle for the second hit of the day for the Hamilton Continentals, and a good at bat by Olivia Gods will put her on first base. The only Hamilton batter
Number 20, Delaney Nickel.
to reach base multiple times. But again, no one has advanced past first base. And we'll see if Erica County can keep it that way. Does have a 3.05 ERA coming into the day. She should see that lowered, as that ball is in for a strike to bring the count to no balls and 1 strike to Delaney Nicole. As the 0-1 pitch is going to be just up and away for ball 1. Delaney Nicole with a couple of good at-bats today. She lined out to the third baseman and flew out to right field. As the 1-1 pitch is going to be delivered, that ball is back to the netting for strike 2, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Delaney Nicole. Nicole with just 7 strikeouts on the year and 100 at-bats. It's actually her 101st plate appearance on the year. The 1-2 pitch going to be lifted to right field, and it's going to fall as Maggie Hoffman not able to field the ball cleanly. Going to make the throw to third base, not in time. Throw over to second, also not in time. And all of a sudden, the Hamilton Continentals have 2 runners on base with no outs. The hit by Delaney Nicole was another one that wasn't necessarily off the barrel of the bat, but was just able to get far enough over the second baseman's head and short enough in front of the right fielder. Maggie Hoffman then was unable to field it cleanly, and as such, the runners advanced to second and third
13, Ursula Castablanco.
with no outs in the top of the 7th inning. Ursula Castablanco, who came onto the mound from first base last inning to close out the Jumbos, will now step up to the plate as she'll take strike 1 in the outside corner. It would really be too bad to see Erica County lose her shutout at this point after working 6 excellent innings, giving up just 1 hit in the process. But now with a couple of hits by Hamilton to lead off the 7th, she finds herself in trouble of losing. That ball is grounded to shortstop Christian Kane. Kane's going to come home with it, and the throw is in time to get the runner. And Christian Kane with a great throw home to cut down Olivia Gods at the plate. And the Jumbos get the first out of the inning at home plate. Ursula Castablanca will now reach first base on the fielder's choice, and Delaney Nicole stays at second to bring up Daphne Asimakopoulos, who is 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out to Christina Rosso at second and another ground out to Summer Horowitz. And so with 1 out, the first pitch is just off the outside corner for ball 1. Christian Kane on that last play with a very decisive move to come home. There's no room to decide in the moment. You either know before the play is made whether you're coming home with it or whether you're just going to go to first and take the out. That ball is lifted to right field. Maggie Hoffman ranging down the line makes the catch. The runner's going to tag up from second, but nonetheless, the Jumbos pick out a second out of the inning on a big play by Maggie Hoffman, making up for that error in right field.
Now batting the second baseman, number 10.
For the
Phoebe
second
Collins.
out of the inning, and so Phoebe Collins represents the last hope for the Hamilton Continentals, as Erica County taking in the moment with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, looking to preserve her shutout. That ball's going to be on the outside corner for strike 1. So again, Delaney Nicole advances to third on the play. Ursula Castablanca will remain at first. And so there is runners on first and third with 2 outs in the Top of the 7th, that ball's up high for ball 1, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Erica County looking to complete her final NESCAC pitching appearance, barring that she has to come in next game, which we hope is not the case. As the 1-1 pitch is delivered on the outside corner for strike 2. Again, senior day for the Jumbos with Christina Rosso and Erica County being honored, and I can't think of 2 more impactful players in this game so far, with Rosso on the defensive side of the ball and Erica County obviously on the mound looking to complete the shutout. The 1-2 pitch is delivered. That ball is going to be chopped to the right side. Rosso will make the catch for the 3rd out of the game, and what better way to end it than Christina Rosso hauling in the final out. And so for the Jumbos, they score 6 runs on 10 hits and 1 error coming in the 7th inning. The Hamilton Continentals score no runs on 3 hits with 2 errors. Erica County's record will improve to 17-3, where Molly Leitner now falls to 4-6. Again, Leitner with 6 earned runs, but I don't think that necessarily reflects how well she pitched in this game, as she pitched out of several difficult situations in the first 5 innings, and those finally caught up to her in the 6th. The Jumbos were able to push home 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Erica County escapes a bit of a jam in the 7th. And so the Jumbos take game 1, 6-0. They improve to 24-8 on the year. The Continentals fall to 12-23. At this time, we're going to step off the air as the grounds crew comes on to rake up the field, redo the lines, and the teams regroup. We'll be back in about half an hour for the start of Game 2. And at that time, we will introduce who's on the mound and any of the other information that we have. So again, the Jumbos win Game 1 6-0 on the back of a great performance by Erica County on the mound, Christina Rosso in the field, and a big 6th inning at the plate. And so we'll be back in about half an hour. See you then.